What's up guys, Joe Parfanook here and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to get into how you can master the #1 software for Amazon FBA, and that is Keepa. I am going to dive into all the features of Keepa that you can utilize to make educated buying decisions. I am also going to show you the difference between a good Keepa and a bad Keepa. The understanding of Keepa can make or break your Amazon business. So you're gonna wanna take notes for this video and get a greater understanding on how you can make better educated buying decisions. With that being said, let's get into the tutorial to show you exactly how Keepa can be maximized. What's up guys? Welcome to the Keepa tutorial. So today is gonna be an all-in, everything about Keepa that you need to know, plus an example of a good Keepa and then an example of 2 Keepas that I found for my virtual assistants that I was like, nah, these are not the best. We can definitely do better. So I'll explain why these can be better. And yeah, so you guys got a bonus one, a little special treat. I found 2 and I really like both of them, so I didn't want to choose. But here's the first one. So this is a good product here, very consistent Keepa. As we scroll down and look, but this, I also chose this one because it really explains like the idea of when the offer count, the amount of sellers, the supply goes up, the price drops. So we see it multiple times here. Like when it gets to 115 sellers, you know, the buy box at like 36, it starts to drop. The price starts to drop to 31, 32, 33. And then now the seller count goes up and the buy box, which is this little thing right here. So the buy box is the pink line. You have to set it on Keepa, otherwise you won't see the buy box. So the buy box is going a lot higher. This is an example of with Keepa analysis where you don't want to be priced at $33.49. If someone is selling it for 40 and someone's selling it for 36, you're losing money if you're priced at that lower point. So you want to pay attention to the pink line price. And sometimes there's going to be when the buy box disappears. So here's an example. The buy box did disappear for a little bit. And now there's only, you want to match the lowest FBA price at that point because that's really all you're going to be able to get. There's no buy box. And the buy box is this little thing right here, the featured offer that any customer can click and purchase. So here's an example of why you want to be in stock at, you want to be ready for 2-day delivery. You don't want to be the one willing to wait. You're losing money here if you're at the $32 when you can sell it for $35 if you just waited a week or 2 for it to go through FC transfer. And that means that your product is going through, different fulfillment centers. So it gets to the right one, ready to ship to customers. So yeah, this is basically means you're stocked in, ready to go with 2-day delivery. This account doesn't have Prime, so it's not showing 2-day delivery, but this one is not ready to stock in. It's probably stuck in FC transfer. The delivery date is almost a week later than this one. So that's why the price is lower. You want to be priced higher. So that's just an example to explain the buy box and this little line here. So yeah, that is that. And you really do see the difference when the price, and obviously I didn't mention the triangle is the lowest third party FBA price. And of course, the pink line is the buy box price. So you want to be pricing at the buy box. You can really see it here. It's selling for 35 and then 32.30 is like the lowest price. So you want to be the buy box price. So that's essentially why you should match the buy box, or do AI settings with your repricer. That's a whole nother video, but you want to be using, you want to be using features that will get you the buy box at a higher price. So yeah, so that is basically explaining how price works in correlation to the amount of sellers on the listing, which is the blue line, like I mentioned prior. So when the blue line goes down, the price tends to go up. When the blue line goes up, the price tends to go down, $32. Now it's going up again, the buy box, because the offer count went down. And it's starting to go down again, which means the price might start to go up a little bit. But I think historically with how it's performed, it'll probably stay around this price unless the offer count starts to really, really go down. So yeah, that is essentially how you explain this. And then I didn't mention the green line here. This is the sales rank. So the sales rank, this is perfect for a sales rank. It is super, super consistent. We're looking, and it's a very low sales rank. Kitchen and dining, this stuff flies. It sells 6,000 times per month. So yeah, 3,000 or 2,500 sales rank, and it's pretty much on average around 2,600. So super, super consistent, never really goes above like 7,000 sales rank. That is awesome. This is like an ideal product that we want to see. And then when it did increase in offers, it recovers very quickly. So that's another sign this is a good product because the offer count's moving down fast. You want to be focusing on fast moving products because when it tanks, it doesn't tank for long. And, you can really get more sales. Obviously, velocity is key here. You want to be able to sell 100 units and not 5, then you got to go for faster moving products. But I still do recommend going wide with these type of products. Don't go all in on these, but these definitely are more likely to be winners. So test buy rules still apply. And yeah, so that is the graph right here. So very consistent, stable graph over time. And now let's get into the data tab. So essentially, I'll briefly go over this. It's not really that important though. The only difference is, the only good thing I really point out here is like the buy box price. You can see the difference between 6 months, 3 months, and current. So it looks like the buy box is trending down. But right now it's actually at $35.49, the highest price. It's taking the lowest this willing to wait price into account. So, yeah, but it's still technically saying it's trending down in price. Yeah, so I like to look at that to see like if the price has really moved a lot, the buy box price over the last 3 to 6 months. And you can see the sales rank, the 30, 60, 90, 180 is super consistent. It's not really moving much. It's staying in that 2,000 range. And the next one that I like to look at is the new offer count. So we can see this is trending downward because the 180 is 68 seller average, the 90 is 52, 30 is 51, current's 41. So it is trending down in sellers. That's a good sign. It's a good sign that this is ready to buy. Yeah, so that is something that I would, want to purchase just because it is trending downward in the amount of sellers. So that's really all I look at here. There's some other stuff, there's buy box seller currently, there's the subcategory, there's the ASIN, the UPC, stuff like that. But that's really it. You can see the weight and everything also. If you're doing FBM and you want to calculate how much it costs to ship, you can look at that. But yeah, that's not really look at this too much. I look more at the offers and the buy box statistics. So here's the offers tab. This gives you an idea if sellers are buying it over and over again. So a little trick here is you can include historical offers, and that will show the sellers that have been on the listing in the past. But yeah, so for this purpose, we'll just look because there's tons of sellers on it. But that's a little trick there. Historical offers will show you all the sellers. But we can see here that sellers are replenishing because this guy's coming in and out of stock over and over again. That's a good sign. I wouldn't take this as an indication to buy like 100, like it says he has 100 stock or whatever. I wouldn't take that. I take that with a grain of salt. These numbers tend to be inflated, the amount that they sell. So I would take that with a grain of salt, but we can see looks like they went in an 11 unit test buy, and then they went in with another buy of like, I don't know, that might be like 30, 40. And then they went with a really big buy of 100. I would take that with a grain of salt. Like I said, though, you're really going to know by testing it, by actually selling through the product. Your own data is your best data. So you want to make sure you keep that in mind. But yeah, it looks like a lot of people are going in and out of and buying it over and over again. So very, very good sign here. They bought it and they bought it again. So that's really what we like to see with the offers. This is a prime example of that. And then the buy box statistics. So the buy box statistics is the sellers that are in the buy box and their percentage of winning the buy box. And it also shows you the last time they won it and their review count, the rating, were they FBA or FBM. Gives you an idea that this is a domination of FBA sellers for the most part. Some FBM sellers are winning the buy box, but for the most part, FBA sellers are dominating it. So it gives you an idea of whether to do FBA or FBM. And yeah, so it looks very well spread out. Not one seller is winning. Usually it's a red flag when a seller has like 70% or more. I went out to the 90 day so we can see a little bit of a bigger picture here, but it is very well split up among a bunch of sellers. Very good sign. That makes me think that if I go on this listing or you go on this listing, you'll get your share of the buy box and be able to sell through the product. So that is a great sign here. So far, so good. This Keepa checks out completely just by looking at everything I look at, the offers, the buy box, the price history, the amount of sellers, all that stuff. So this is an ideal Keepa ready to buy. So the next challenge for you is to find it profitably, but that's not really the purpose of this video. So these are two Keepas that are kind of I would pass on. So this one, the reason why I would pass on this is there's not a lot of data here. The listing really started come to life in April, so that's only about 3 months of data. I like to see a 6-month Keepa. That really gives me an idea if this price is going to stay consistent or not. So not a lot of data here. At least 180 days is what I like to see. And you can see the price is very, very volatile. Like 30 sellers came on the listing and the price dropped. And not to mention the sales rank is very inconsistent. So it looked like it was selling pretty well over here. And then in May, it really just stopped selling too well. It went up to 2 to 300,000. That's really bad. We want to stay under 120,000 at least. So maybe even 150 you could try, but 150, 100%, you got to stay under that. Otherwise, you're not really going to sell too many units. So yeah, that's another thing that was a red flag. The sales rank is not very consistent. Like the last one we were looking at, super consistent sales rank over time. So yeah, and then the offer count started to shoot up here, went up to 37 sellers. The price started to really drop a lot. It's starting to recover a little bit as the offer count goes down. But to me, this is not worth the risk. If the offer count goes back up, I know the price can be very, very volatile. So I would personally pass here because of the lack of data and lack of consistency in the graph. So data is really the biggest thing that you need to understand. And the next one, so we can kind of see the red flags as we zoom out here, but in like a 1 month span or 3 month span, it looks pretty good. But when you zoom out to the year, you really see that the price was a lot lower in the past and the sales rank was really poor. There was no buy box, to maybe partially a reason why, but yeah, so very, very inconsistent. And the price was trending downward as well. Looks like it just went out of stock or something, and the price shot up. So people was like, oh, it's really, really profitable here. So a bunch of people bought it, and now it's going back to that $31 range because a bunch of sellers came on the listing. So that's really a red flag when you see the offer count shoot up like this. And even here, this listing only sells maybe 84 times a month, it says, and there's 60 sellers. So you have to think about it from that perspective. If everyone has like 5 or 6 units, that's a lot of supply compared to the demand. So that means the price is going to drop. If you understand supply demand, it really helps you with Keepas a lot more. So yeah, that is that. And that's why I would pass on this, just because it is going to go down. We don't know how far this is going to go down, just because there's not a lot of demand here and there's a lot of supply. So that is that. Look out for demand, supply, consistency, and price. Spread out buy box, replenishability with the offers tab, and you should do really well for yourself. So I really hope that this video definitely helped you get a great grasp on Keepa. And Keepa, if you put in the hours with it, it is going to really change your life and really increase your profits and your revenue and all that stuff. So definitely take the time to learn. And I hope these 3 graphs really showed you exactly how to maneuver with Keepa. So thank you guys for watching. And if you got value, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Videos will be uploaded 1 to 2 times per week. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and have a great rest of your day.